everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Robyn Heron, and this is CarnivorousGrama Speaks. I am super excited to be here tonight with you guys. My name is Robyn Heron, and I am your Carnivorous Grandma. And tonight, we are going to be answering the top 3 questions that people are asking this week about the carnivore diet, the carnivore lifestyle. So today, the CarnivorousGrama Speaks is where we speak the truth about sugar-free, animal-based living, the animal-based lifestyle. So I know that a lot of people are talking about veganism and vegetarianism. We're talking the opposite. So we're talking about animal-based eating and the amazing health benefits of that. So tonight, we're going to answer some questions that I found online and talk a little bit about animal-based eating. So these are questions that people are asking. They're blowing up the forums. They're all over Reddit talking about what the answers to these 3 questions. Number 1, is the carnivore way of eating safe long term? And then what about the transition phase? Am I going to get the keto flu? Am I going to be sick? Am I going to feel down in the dumps? Am I going to feel unwell? And so that is a question that people want to talk about. So I want to talk to you guys about what kind of expectations can we have for that transition phase? And then what actually counts as carnivore? So I always say you're a carnivore your way. We're going to talk about that tonight. So if you are new to the carnivore lifestyle or sugar-free living, or even if you've been carnivore for a while and are wondering like what's right, which way is right for me, stick around. We're going to talk about it tonight. So I would love it if you would drop where you are watching from in the chat. Say, hey, you guys, come on in, come on in. I'm so happy that you are here. And so if you're live, go ahead and drop your questions in the chat. Even if you're not live, drop a question in the chat and I will come back and try to answer that for you. So welcome, 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 everybody. We're so happy to see you here tonight. All right. So my first question that I want to talk about is carnivore safe long-term? So if you guys have been watching my channel, you saw this recent video that I put out where everybody is adding carbs back in. Everybody apparently is quitting carnivore. And this is just not true. It's just really, really not true. A lot of the people that I am talking to are like, thank you so much for saying that you're not quitting carnivore. I just cannot imagine quitting carnivore because that would just be insane to me because carnivore has been such a game changer for me. So if you're a carnivore, give me a thumbs up in the chat and let me know that. And I'm so glad that you are here. So long term, hey, let's see who's here. We got Carnivore Teacher Alpha. Hey, 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 welcome. So glad that you're here tonight. And we got GFG Homestead from Illinois. Thank you for being here. I see a lot of people coming in on TikTok. Hey, y'all. I'm so glad that you guys are here tonight as well. All right. So if I want to think about long-term carnivores, who comes to my mind that has been carnivore for a very long time and is thriving? So the number 1 person that comes to my mind is Kelly Hogan. And so I just recently watched a video with Dr. Berry and Kelly Hogan talking about this trend where people are adding back honey and they're adding back carbs, they're adding back veg, all those kinds of things. And Kelly is saying, that's not going to work for me. And she's been carnivore for probably 15, 16, 17 years. So she's the top person that pops into my head that when I think about people who have been doing carnivore for a long time, she's an OG carnivore. I mean, she's like one of the very first people that I ever saw that was talking about carnivore. And I was intrigued by it, but I thought, who does that? That's kind of crazy. I don't know, like, if I would ever do carnivore. So she was one of the original people that I heard about that was doing carnivore. Then I think about Rancher Maggie. So how many of you guys know Carrie Mann from Homestead How? And he went to visit Rancher Maggie in Alberta, Canada. Alberta, Canada. I hope that's right. And she is, wow, she's 80 something years old and has been doing carnivore for over 20 years. I mean, over 60 years, sorry, over 60 years. And that woman looks like she's 40 years old. She looks like a spring chicken for real, y'all. I'm like, how in the world? She's got, her body looks amazing. She's strong, she's healthy, she's climbing over fences, and she's like outworking these guys. Carrie and Adam went out there to visit her, and she was outworking them. And she is a carnivore, long-term carnivore, healthy as a horse and living her best life, thriving. So I just think that there is evidence for people doing a carnivore animal-based way of life for the long term. And so for many people, including me, so I've been doing carnivore. February, it will be 3 years. It's not just safe, it is the most healing thing that I have ever done. And it's a lot, there's a lot of people out here who carnivore is the most healing thing that they have ever done. So why do people worry? Why are they saying, is it going to be safe for me for the long term? So I want to remind you guys about that upside down food pyramid that we've been taught. I want to talk to you guys about the My Plate, where it says eat very little animal, meat, very little fat. Pile your plate up with these grains and pastas and vegetables and all of this thing. So we've been taught that eating meat is going to make you sick. From an ancestral perspective, that just does not make sense. That meat is going to make you sick. We've been taught that saturated fat is bad for you. I don't know if you guys remember, but back when I was a kid, there was this whole switch over from real butter to margarine. And if you were like me, my grandmother always had a can of bacon grease on the back of her stove. Do y'all remember that? The can of bacon grease on the back of the stove for seasoning, they used to call it. And so, heart attacks have really exploded since we went from natural animal fats to, what do I call it? Toxic seed oils, motor oil, using motor oil for food, right? That was never meant to be something that we were supposed to ingest. It was meant to lubricate engines. So heart attacks have exploded. But if you think about what's been happening over these last 50, 60 years, people have been following the nutritional guidelines for the most part. Now look around yourself in your mind's eye. Walk through the grocery store aisles, and what do you see? We have all gained so much weight. 93% of us are metabolically unhealthy, and only 7% of us are actually metabolically healthy. And I don't think that it may be, I don't know why that is, why some people can tolerate this stuff. Maybe over the long term, there are other issues that arise, but yet we should not be eating toxic motor oil. It's really not meant for us to consume. So margarine and seed oils, canola oil, safflower, sunflower, all those different oils, those are meant to lubricate engines. We are not supposed to be eating that stuff. So we've been taught that saturated fat, heart healthy animal fats like butter, ghee, beef tallow. I remember telling my family, like, okay, I'm making this chicken. Y'all, this chicken was so good. I was roasting it in the oven. I think I have a video out here about how I did it. I did a spatchcock chicken, roasted in the oven, and put tallow on it. It was the best chicken I ever made in the oven. And my family was like, oh, I can't eat that because you put beef tallow on it. Like, they were afraid of the beef tallow instead of being afraid of the seed oil. Come on, you guys. That's so crazy to me right now. But saturated fat is a heart healthy fat. So beef tallow, lard, bacon grease, all of those are the types of oils that we should be incorporating into our way of eating. And we're afraid of those because of what we've been taught. Okay, so saturated fat does not equal a heart attack. All right. And then what about fiber? Do I need fiber? Do you need fiber? Okay, I'll tell you for myself. So I was the person who was constipated. I had IBS with constipation. I was in the bathroom crying on the toilet, trying to go for an hour because I couldn't get my bowels to move. And so basically, I haven't had fiber in over 2 years. And my they used to call them actions are working just fine. Everything is working just as it should. I don't have that problem where I am suffering from IBS anymore. Fiber is non-essential for digestion. Okay, so I know that this thought is like, what? But they said you need to have fiber. You're going to have it in order for your bowels to move. And my daughter, she lives with me. She works in a gastroenterology office. And she and I have agreed to disagree that fiber is a non-essential. So it's just bulk. Carnivore teacher is saying that fiber is just bulk. Fiber contains no nutrition, nothing. It's just wood pulp, basically. So basically what happens is you consume this fiber, it goes into your colon and it stretches your colon. And that gives you the feeling, of course, of having to go to the restroom. But what I have heard and what I continue to repeat came from Dr. Kiltz. And Dr. Kiltz says that fiber is like a Brillo pad going through the colon. So if you think about fiber as a Brillo pad going through the colon and what is it doing on the inside of your body, I don't recommend it. I really don't. And it's non-essential for digestion. So many people are healing their gut by going to a carnivore way of eating. And so fiber is not essential. Believe it or not, go ahead and do your research. Google it, look it up, and see what it says. Fiber is literally non-essential, and it's a big money industry as well. So think about that as also. And then what about vegetables? Okay, so what's going to happen if I stop eating vegetables and fruit? People always ask me this all the time. Hey, Royce Terry. Hey. Welcome. So glad that you're here. I see you saying hey, so I'm just saying hey back. So we know that vegetables are the holy grail of nutrition. Everybody is striving to be a vegetarian. Everybody's striving to be a vegan, like vegan is the top of the food chain. But to be honest, vegan is probably the worst thing that you could do from a nutritional standpoint because you're going to have to do a lot of supplementation in order to get your nutrients from vegan, right? And basically that is, I mean, we're getting all of our nutrients, all of our required nutrients from meat. Very little supplementation for the most part. So there are some supplements, and we talked about that a couple of weeks ago, the types of supplements. Somebody also mentioned vitamin C, which I neglected to mention, but vitamin C is another supplement that you could incorporate. So, but as far as needing supplementation, electrolytes are key, especially when you're getting started. We're going to talk about that as far as talking about the transition phase. And yeah, so what Dr. Chafee says is plants are trying to kill you because plants have a lot of toxins, right? They've got anti-nutrients, they've got lectins and phytates and oxalates that store up inside of your cells. Do I have eyebrows? I do a little bit. Somebody said, do I have eyebrows? Yes, they're behind my glasses. That's funny. I do. My eyebrows are very light though. So if I really want them to show, I'm going to have to put some kind of makeup on. But I didn't put on makeup except for lipstick today. So yes, I do have eyebrows. Um, that is so funny that somebody's asking me that. That's hilarious. Anyway, vegetables are not the holy grail of nutrition. They're not bioavailable to the body. So meat, particularly red meat, the nutrients in the meat are bioavailable to the body. So if you don't know that term, that means that your body can utilize almost all of what is coming out of the meat, whereas we do not have the stomachs. Notice I say stomachs to actually process plant matter. That's why having an animal with a multi-chambered stomach process those plants for us is so ideal and make it more bioavailable to the body. So, what are we seeing happening with carnivore, right? Like I said, I've been doing this for almost 3 years, heading towards 3 years now. In real time, we are watching and seeing. And if you guys have noticed, if you watch carnivore content, when I started my channel, I started my YouTube channel a little over 2 years ago. There was nobody, it was mostly men basically out there that were talking about carnivore. And there wasn't anybody that looked like me. I don't know if you guys remember a Day Fox. She was the black carnivore. She was not doing her channel anymore. And so, but now there's so many people from all different cultures that are talking about carnivore and talking about how amazing it is and what is happening with their body. Thousands of people, maybe millions of people, are reversing chronic issues by cutting all of those vegetables and fruits out and going straight to the nutrient dense, anti inflammatory, animal based eating. And so it's been a game changer for me, a real game changer. So I don't know if you guys are carnivores out there. If you guys are carnivores, let me know and tell me how are you doing on your carnivore way of eating. All right. So here's a couple of things that you can track, and you definitely should track. So the first one is fasting insulin. So this is not a standard test that comes as a part of your complete blood panel, your CBC, right? So that is something that you need to request from your doctor, or if you're using a lab like Own My Labs or Jason Health or something like that, you can order that lab for yourself. Check what your fasting insulin number is. Is your body having to excrete more and more insulin to chase down the glucose that's coming into your system? And so we want to have a low number in fasting insulin, a number around 4. So check that out. Make sure you add that to your lab panel next time you go to your doctor. Look at your CRP. That is your inflammation marker, one of your inflammation markers. So you want to look at that and see, what is that CRP telling you? Have you, do you have a lot of high inflammation? And that's something, as I'm coaching and I'm talking with people and they're getting their labs, we're talking a lot about where they are from a baseline perspective for their CRP. And so, we want to see that number going down over time as your inflammation goes away, which goes away so fast on carnivore. One of my persons that I coach, in 3 days, he felt so much more amazing. He was able to get off all pain medication within 3 days because his inflammation went down so far just within 3 days. So, and then we're going to want you to know your triglycerides to HDL ratio, which is best under 2. So there are things that you can monitor and track. And for me, I had eczema on my face, y'all. I had 2 black eyes and a dark circle around my mouth. No matter how much weight I gained or weight I lost, and I yo-yo dieted for years. I was a yo-yo dieter, did all the diets. But no matter how much weight I lost, and I got very thin, then I still had those 2 black eyes. I looked like I got punched in both eyes. It was crazy. And so, I've been doing it almost 3 years. I'm not on any medications. I do take some supplements. Like I said, I utilize electrolytes, vitamin D3, K2, some iodine, which we're going to talk a little bit about that. No high blood pressure medication. I had hypertension and I was afraid, like, oh my gosh, because my dad has hypertension. I grew up, he's been taking medicine pretty much as long as I can remember for hypertension. And I just assumed that I would have hypertension as I got older. But I cured hypertension with keto, with a keto diet. So you do not have to have high blood pressure. So, carnivore is just a free way to eat. It's mentally freeing, physically freeing. So, how long have you been on carnivore? Oh, I see Bill Cook is saying 22 months. And then GFG Homestead says a carnivore since March. Congratulations. And carnivore teacher Alpha, 7 years. Congratulations. Very good. 1 year keto, 3 years carnivore, and coming up on 3 years carnivore now. That's awesome. Never going back. Yes, that's what's up. Never going back to where we were before. And Carrie Klein has been carnivore for 15 months. I don't see anybody popping their timeline in on the TikTok, but if you do, I'll try to read it. All right. So the second thing we want to talk about, let me know if you have any questions about that. But okay. Sewing in color has been carnivore for a year. Congratulations. The best choice ever. The best choice ever. What happens during the transition phase? Like, am I going to get sick? Because what happens if I start to feel sick? So what happens? You cut the sugar, going from a standard American diet to a carnivore way of eating, and you cut those carbs out. You cut the plants out. You cut the fruit, you cut the vegetables, you cut the starches, you cut the grains, you cut everything packaged and processed, and you just started eating meat. Now you can go into a thing called detox, right? So we always want to do a detox diet anyway. Have you guys had those detox teas? Like, oh, I'm going to do a detox. Carnivore is a great detox, but there are some common symptoms that you could have when you're getting into eating carnivore from a standard American diet, even from a keto diet. You could go into some of these detox symptoms. So headaches are one. Brain fog could be another one. You could have constipation or diarrhea, but there's a lever that you can use to help with that. So I can tell you, when I went carnivore, I had diarrhea for 30 days straight. That was crazy. And I always say, I'm so thankful that I chose 90 days as my line in the sand. I chose 90 days. I'm going to do this for 90 days. And I thought after 90 days, I'll start incorporating some things. That's what I thought. But that is not what turned out to happen. So on day 31, though, things normalized and I was doing great. I think it's a gut microbiome issue. And my biome was saying, what the heck are you doing? You're getting rid of everything we love, all that sugar. Cravings, mood swings, tiredness, exhaustion. You may feel a little like you have a flu. You might feel sick, those kinds of things. And when you're going through that, you might think, wait a minute, this is not working for me. This is not working for me. I thought this was supposed to help me, but it is. It is, because you need to get off the sugar. Y'all know that sugar is one of the most addictive substances on the planet, and yet it is legal and it's in almost everything. Anything that comes in a box or a package definitely has sugar in it. So you want to leave that alone. Your body is detoxing from sugar. It's detoxing from seed oils. And I'll tell you guys that those seed oils have a very, very long half-life. So if you have seed oils today, it's like 7 years before it's completely out of your system. That's a long time before your body is able to release the stuff that's in those seed oils. The processed foods, processed junk. So if you're on keto, you're eating a lot of keto treats. Have you guys heard of Quest bars? I remember when the Quest bars came out and the blueberry pie Quest bars, and they were so delicious. And I was like, this cannot be healthy. And it's not. It's not. It is not. So those are also processed foods, artificial flavorings, and inflammatory foods, like a lot of starches. You know what I mean? Starch is I think about potatoes, how inflammatory that is. So, yeah, when you're going through that detox, first of all, detox and keto flu is 100% preventable. You do not have to suffer to do your transition. Now, cravings, I can't do nothing with that. You just need to power through those cravings, because they will go the longer you stop having the stuff that is causing the craving. Now, if you keep incorporating the thing that's causing the craving, I'm just going to have a little bit, I'm just going to have a bite, lick, or taste of this, then you're going to be craving it again. And let me tell you how I know this, because I told myself I'm going to do 90 days sweets free, because I was having sweet drinks, sugar-free sweet drinks. I was having it. I'm sorry, y'all. I was having my Coco Loco in my coffee. If you guys have seen my coffee videos, you see I have a fancy coffee. And part of that was my salty Coco Loco or caramel. And I just noticed that I kept increasing and increasing and increasing in the number of sweetened drinks that I was having. Now I'm having a sweetened tea. It's sugar-free sweetened, but it's still sweetened. Now I'm having a Diet Coke. Now, Diet Coke used to be my jam. All the time I had Diet Coke. And basically, I found myself just kind of really bound again to those sweets. So I gave myself 90 days. I said, I'm going to go off sweets for 90 days. Guess what? It's been over 60 days, and I still think about that every single day. It's an addiction. It's an addiction. So I don't have sober behavior, what Dr. Lisa Wiedemann calls sober behavior around sweets. So right now, I'm getting ready to be in my 3rd month. And I'm like, do I have to just keep it out? Because I'm still thinking about it every single day. Whereas I thought I'm not craving anything, but yes, I was craving for those sweets. So, if you're craving something sweet, it may be because you're still incorporating something sweet. All right. So, how do we manage ourselves through this transition phase? What things can we do to manage through the transition? So, number 1 is add your electrolytes. Include electrolytes, because keto flu is optional. Remember that. If you're not adding electrolytes and you're feeling sick, add electrolytes. So I like the LMNT. Right now I'm using the unflavored one, but I still use Element every day, or salty clean slate every day. Even the Keto Chow electrolyte drops, there's some electrolyte pills that you can get from Keto Chow that are really good. And then, of course, you could make something like Soleil water, which is a salt-infused water. You could include that. Redmond's also has electrolytes. There's a number of different ones. Even I think my Keto Brains people have created a new electrolyte, but I have not tried it yet. Add electrolytes. And then add salt to your food. Yes, I know they told you not to add salt to your food, but we're undersalted. I want you to read the book called The Salt Fix, and then come back and talk to me about salt, because we are undersalted. And what has happened is that salt has been blamed for what sugar did. Don't undereat. When you're first starting out, and this is what I'm telling all the people that I'm coaching, eat when you are hungry. Eat until you are full, and don't eat if you're not hungry. So if you're hungry, you need to eat. And not worry about counting anything. Don't count the macros, don't count the calories, don't count the fat grams. Just eat when you're getting started. Don't undereat. And we're used to eating lean meat. Eat the fatty meat. Eat the chicken thigh with the skin and the fat. Eat the fatty ribeye with the fat. And I know like people are like, oh, I don't like that fat. Let that fat get crispy. It's delicious. It's absolutely delicious. Make sure that you're getting rest. Are you able to take a nap? I'll tell y'all what. I beat my granddaughter here. She don't want to take a nap. She's about to turn 3. And I'm like, man, I love to take a nap. Let me go upstairs and lay down and take me a nap. Take a nap. Get rest. Make sure that you're getting enough good quality sleep. If you're feeling tired, maybe you need to take a little nap. I like power naps, a 20-minute or 30-minute nap, and then I can get back to the rest of my day. And then you can expect that there will be a transition period. If you are very high carb, eating 300, 400, 500, I don't know how many carbs a day, you might expect a little longer for your transition period. So just keep eating. You can do it. So healing doesn't always feel good at first, but that doesn't mean it isn't working. I can tell you within 30 days, I felt so much better. Within 90 days, I could see that eczema was clearing up. And also, like, I didn't need my CPAP anymore. A variety of different things that happened. And my eczema was clearing up, which was so amazing. The racing thoughts that I was having, I didn't have that so much anymore. And so really, really, really beneficial from a mental health perspective as well. All right. So let me see do you guys have any questions? Good Enough is here. Hey, George. So good to see you. Thank you for being here. I see Betty Peterson popping in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So let's talk about the third thing. What counts as carnivore? Y'all, my grandkids are here. I can't help it. If you guys can hear them, it's also raining all of a sudden. So yeah. Hopefully you guys can hear me fine. All right. What counts as carnivore? So I always say you're a carnivore your way. I'm not dogmatic over here. However, there's a spectrum for carnivore. So have you guys heard of the lion diet? Lion diet is going to be ruminant meats only. When I say ruminants, I'm talking specifically about animals that have a multi-chambered stomach and chew the cud and process those foods like we just talked about, right? They process those plants so we don't have to, which we can't really do it anyway. And so they're eliminating a lot of the plant toxins out of the plants. And so beef, salt, and water, that is the strictest version of carnivore, called lion diet. Hey, lady, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Carnivore Teacher Alpha is saying 70% animal meats and fats is hyper carnivore. Yeah, so just animal meats and fats. So next we have something like a BBB&E. BBB&E is beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. It's a really, really good place to start. So it's very, very simple. Like BBB&E is the simplest, like the most simplest way I feel like that people can start. So basically, I think a BBB&E is really, really good. You can add chicken, pork. You can add seafood. You can add anything that you want as long as it's meat. That is carnivore. Now, there's something that they call a relaxed or dirty carnivore, which could include spices, could include coffee, could include tea, could include dairy. So I personally cannot tolerate dairy at all. And this is what I found out through going through this process. It took 2 years for me to figure this out because I loved cheese. And I think I probably still do love cheese, but cheese does not love me. So I'm not able to eat cheese. I'm not able to have heavy cream. I recently found out that I cannot do sour cream. And so no cream cheese, none of that stuff. All of the goodness and creamy and cheese deliciousness, I can't have that stuff anymore. My body does not tolerate it. So this is something that you may discover over time. Like, and then do you have sober behaviors around these different foods? Like, do you struggle with overeating with certain foods? So if you're drinking sweets or having sweeteners, maybe you are making the sweet bread. Somebody's making a carnivore Hawaiian roll. It's got a little bit of sweetener in it. Like if you make the carnivore Hawaiian roll, are you going to eat the whole pan? That's a problem. That's not a sober behavior. Like, can you just eat one and be done with it? I didn't have sober behavior around cheese. And so that's something that I had to eliminate. But it was also causing my eczema to flare up really, really bad. And my body had so much noise in the system that I couldn't even tell that that was what was the problem. That is so horrible. It was really, really bad. So if you're trying to heal your autoimmune condition, you want to eliminate everything for a while. Just eat meat and fat, salt and water. I had to eliminate spices. I found out that I'm allergic, or I got a little sensitivity to black pepper. I can't have any kind of peppers, actually. No kind of bell peppers or, any nightshades. No tomato. Like I thought that I could, eat the toppings off the pizza and have a little bit of that tomato. I could not tolerate it. Even lettuce. I found out that lettuce was causing my eczema to flare up. So, you don't know what your problem really is until you eliminate everything and then try to reincorporate things. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute. And people are like, hey, don't you want to just stop eliminating stuff? Don't you want to just stop eliminating stuff so you don't have to know? No, I want to know. I want to know what the things that are causing my body problems. If you're in fat loss mode and you're still trying to lose weight, keep it simple. Stick to the ruminant meat and fat as much as possible. Now, I am in fat loss mode and I still eat bacon. So I don't feel good if I eat just beef. I tried it. It didn't really work for me. I was trying it for a month. I made it through about 2 weeks and I had to add some pork so that I could feel good again. Once I added a little bit of pork, I felt better. So, maybe one day I'll try it again. If I do, I'll let y'all know and we'll see how it goes. So, and then if you're trying to sustain your lifestyle, so let's say you're in maintenance mode, you've already lost all your weight, do your own experimentation to determine what you can do and what you can't do. These are things that are individualized. Like, can you tolerate any plants? Could you be instead of a carnivore, could you be a ketovore? Maybe you could. I don't think I can. At least I'm not to a place within my healing where I can chance it. I'm not ready. I'm not ready, y'all. And I'm not going there trying to chance it with incorporating back plants. Every single thing that I have tried to incorporate, with one exception, has caused me problems. The only one that I tried that didn't cause me a problem was cabbage. But I have decided that I'm not going to even incorporate that because I don't want to take a chance on it. So what do I think? My thought is primarily animal-based, right? Meat-based way of eating. No sugar, no seed oils, no grains, no pastas, no plants, no fruit. That's my philosophy. I don't think you need to be eating fruit because it's sugar. What happens when you eat sugar? Your glucose rises, your insulin comes out to chase it down. I call them Pac-Mans, comes out, grabs those sugars and puts them in your fat cells. That's my simple, basic way of talking about it. I try to keep it simple. So let me know in the chat if you are team Lion Diet, BBBE, standard carnivore, which includes all of the meats, or are you in the relaxed carnivore camp where you're still having spices and you're able to have sweeteners and, those kinds of things? So, yeah. So those are my topics for tonight. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I do want to talk about my fast just briefly before I let you guys go. Congratulations, Lainey. I'm going to pop this up. So Lainey's saying, I'm immune suppressed again. Oh, no, no, no. It's because of the new cancer meds. Changed all my cleaning, body care, moisturizer. Yes. Good, good, good. So I hope you get well soon, Lainey. I really do. George was telling us a little bit about it on Dr. Kiltz's morning show the other morning. Gonna do a fasting for my blood test and gonna try and extend. Great. Good for you, Lainey. So glad to hear that. Fruit sugar is fructose. Boom. Fruit sugar is sugar. Fruit is sugar. Even vegetables are sugar. We can talk about that another time. I'm going to go over everything that's sugar. The only thing that's really not sugar, and that I'm hearing now, even meat has a little bit of glucose around the cells. So, Ketovore more or less, Carrie Klein, thinking of doing line for a month. I think you should experiment with it and see how it works out for you. So definitely. All right. Bill Cook says bacon and beer. No beer for me. No, thank you. Beer is sugar. No, thanks. I'm good for that one. All right. So Lion Diet, BBBE, which is really, really good. Regular carnivore, which is all the meats. Or, do you guys still include spices? I cut the spices out because I really wanted to see. So this is what I did. I cut out coffee 3 months ago. Okay. I brought it back in yesterday and I'm happy to have it back. Really, really happy. But what I did was I ordered a no mold, low acid coffee. I'm waiting for it to come in and we're going to see how that does. All right. So I enjoy my coffee. I really, really do. As you guys who watch my channel, y'all know, because I was doing coffee every single day with all the good stuff in it. Then I eliminated sweeteners for 3 months. And I'm still in my sweets elimination at this point. And like I said, I still think about it every day. So I know that I have cravings still for sweets because I think like, dang, sure would be nice to have some Coco Loco in my coffee, but I'm gonna just hold off, do my 3 months as I committed to myself. I did a 5-day fast at the beginning of October. The fast was tough, you guys. It was hard. It was really hard this time. Usually when I go through a 5-day fast, by the time I get to the 3rd day, I'm easy sailing. I'm doing good. But day 4 was horrible. I was hungry. I was thinking about food. I literally just white knuckled it through the day 4 and day 5 of the fast this time because I had committed myself to doing 5 days of fasting. So I did exactly 5 days, maybe 5 days and 1 hour, and then I ate. After that, I was hungry for a full week. I was eating 3 meals a day for a full week after the fast. So I think what happened was I tried to do a prime before my fast to try to get my body ready, really be nourished before the fast. But I did not do the prime well. I was planning to do 3 meals a day, every day, to get myself really nourished. And I just really faltered on that. So by day 4 and 5, I was like, yo, I am hungry. And so, and then that whole next week, I was very hungry. So what happened with my weight? I lost my weight. I got down to my goal weight. I got below my goal weight, which was really cool to see. I did not expect it to stay off. It didn't stay off. And so I'm up probably about 4 pounds from the lowest weight that I achieved during that 5-day fast. I never expect fasting weight to stay off. I just don't, because basically it doesn't. It never has for me. And I've done some pretty long fasts. My longest fast has been 21 days. And so the fasting weight never really stayed off, but I think I'm starting from a pretty good position. So I did reduce my weight loss goal. I mean, I lowered it down by 5 additional pounds. And so we'll see what happens. But I'm really not so concerned with the weight because the healing is so intense. The healing is so amazing. Oh, lady, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So I enjoy my coffee, y'all. I really do. And I was like super happy to be able to bring it back in after 30 days of elimination. So here's the recap for today's show. Is carnivore safe long term? If you are curious about whether or not carnivore is safe for the long term, yes, it is, first of all. But check out Kelly Hogan. Kelly Hogan is one person. She's been a carnivore for a very long time. She just did a video with Dr. Berry. You should be able to find it. It's really, really good. And then also Maggie, the rancher did she start a YouTube channel? I feel like she started a YouTube channel, but I have not seen videos from her. But check her out on Carrie Mann at Homestead How on his channel, right? That lady is amazing. And she's been a carnivore for over 60 years. So what are you going to say to that? I've been doing carnivore for almost 3 years, and I have no intentions of going back. How could I go back, you guys? How could I possibly go back to how I was before? That would be horrible. I don't want it. All right. So know your markers. Get that fasting insulin drawn. Get your CRP drawn and see what your inflammation markers are, and then monitor them over time. The second thing is transition. So remember, keto flu is optional. If you have keto flu, I want to say you're choosing to have keto flu. Use the electrolytes. Make yourself some Gatorade. You know, don't do the Gatorade because that's processed food and you don't want that. But make yourself something. Get yourself some Soleil water. Even take some salt and put it under your tongue, and it's going to help you feel better. So do not let that keto flu get you down, because now that we know what it is and how we can alleviate it, why would we allow ourselves to go through that? So, but you probably will face cravings, especially if you're coming from a standard American diet. The food is designed, food with quotes, right? The food is designed to be highly addictive. Yes. And sugar is one of the most addictive substances on the planet. So basically, you may have to go through a transition. You may have to go through cravings. Power through. It's mind over matter when it comes to cravings. You really, really do not need to be giving in to those cravings, because cravings begets cravings. The more you give into it, the longer you're going to feel those cravings. Okay. And then your carnivore diet. Are you doing a lion diet? Are you doing a standard carnivore diet? Do you allow any spices in your way of eating? I tell you guys, I really, really love the Redmond's Real Seasoned Salt. It's so good. I say it tastes like gold. Everybody in my family that has tried it absolutely loves it. It tastes so good. But I had to eliminate it because I want to see what happens if I take all of that out, right? And so now I'm just having salt. I'm having Redmond's Real Salt, and that's it. And it's working for me. My food tastes good. My food tastes very, very good. Do you allow coffee or not allow coffee? Now, I'll tell you, Dr. Anthony Chafee is going to tell you, and he told me this when I first started, actually, my first year, I took a year off coffee and off sweeteners before bringing it back in. And then I just took another 90 days off because I wanted to see, does it help with anxiety to get rid of it? But I like it too much. I'm sorry. Yes, that's the thing that I'm allowing in my carnivore way of eating. And so don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Just eat the meat. Just eat the meat. So you guys are over here talking about Rick. Is Rick in here? I don't think I saw him, but yes, Rick Rick, the guy who coined the phrase the heart attack diet, where you fry your chicken in bacon grease. Yes, you do. And it's absolutely delicious. So, so good. I have a video up on my channel about it. You guys can check that out. Meat, movement, and mindset. Yes, make sure you're getting some movement in. I think you need to do some. A lot of people, when they're first starting out, don't do any movement, and it still works even if you don't, because most of our problem is what we're eating and what's on our plate. But when I did the 14,400 steps a day challenge, that was the second game changer besides carnivore. It really, really allowed my body to reshape. I see Proby 1882 is 446 days carnivore. Congratulations. That is awesome. I wrote it down somewhere. I'm 996 days, something like that, carnivore. Yeah, so heading on towards 3 years. Super exciting. It's super exciting and amazing. And I can't believe that I'm still doing it. It's really, really profoundly life-changing. All right. So your foundation is going to be meat, salt, water, and that's it. We're healing bodies and changing minds. And that's what I'm doing over here. So thank you guys so much for being here with me tonight. I appreciate each and every last one of you. If this video helped you, go ahead and like and subscribe or follow if you're on TikTok, and share this video with someone that you know needs it. A lot of people are curious about carnivore. People are searching, and that's where I got these 3 questions for tonight, is that people want to know the answers to these questions. And so I'm here trying to help y'all and answer them for y'all tonight. And then I want to mention to you about my coaching group. So if you're looking for support, accountability, and a coach who has lived this lifestyle for well over 2 years now, you can join my coaching group. So my website is www.CarnivorousGrama.com. I know carnivorous is hard to spell, y'all. I know it is. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can bring it up for y'all. RobynHeron.hotmail.com or www.CarnivorousGrama.com. And yes, it's carnivorous, GRAMA.com. And on that website, you can find all the information about my coaching group. I would love to help you and support you and walk with you on this journey, because I know that it can be challenging, particularly, if you're the only person that you know that's doing it, which was me for a very long time. I was doing this by myself, the only person in my community that was doing it, which is why I'm over here on TikTok and I'm on YouTube, because I wanted to be able to talk about it. And my family was like, oh God, do we have to talk about carnivore again? And I'm like, yes, we do. We need to talk about carnivore again. So, but yeah, so if you need support, you need accountability, you need somebody to walk with you through this journey, that's what I'm doing in my coaching group. It's called CarnivorousGrama CG Coaching. And what I'm offering is an initial discovery session. That's a 1-hour session to build a framework for you to get started or to continue. And then also Aries 66. Yay. I'm so excited. I will check it out. So Aries 66 is saying that she sent a request for initial consultation. Yay. Yes. So, definitely, I'm here to support you. 90-day on-ramp. I choose 90 days, you guys. And I know a lot of people say, do a 7-day challenge. And I have a lot of friends who've done a 7-day challenge, another 7 days, 7 days, 7 day, and they're still doing carnivore today. I chose 90 days because if I had chose 30 days or 7 days, I would not be doing carnivore at all today, because basically I see my live chat is going to end here. What is happening? Oh, Lord. Okay, let me try this. Sorry, you guys, on TikTok. Something's weird going on. Oh, it wants to end my live stream. Okay, there we go. I would have not been doing carnivore anymore. Because like I said, for 30 days, I had my stomach was, my biome was switching over and it was like not loving me. So come and join my coaching group. You're going to love it. I will help you walk through this journey. So we will not be having a live next week because I'm going to an event next week. I hope to post up a video. I just posted up a video about everyone's quitting carnivore. Hopefully you guys have checked that out. If you haven't, take a look at that. And then the next week, which is November 1st, we're going to have an interview with Stephanie from Happy Sexy Health. Yes, she is so sweet. I can't wait to interview her. We just had her on our Hey Sister Girls show last Monday, this past Monday. So you can check that out on Hey Sister Girl. But I wanted to interview her because her story is very, very compelling. So come and check that out on November 1st at 5:30 p.m. All right, you guys, that's all I got for y'all tonight. Thank y'all for being here with me, and I appreciate every single last one of you guys. I love y'all, and I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.